All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Plug and Play webinar today. We're excited to get started here and give you a look at our new and improved protocol library here at Opentrons. So first things first, we like to introduce ourselves. My name is Sky, and I'm a product manager here at Opentrons, and I was the product lead on the protocol library project, along with many other technical team members who helped to bring this product to fruition. And then Rami.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Rami. I'm a field application scientist here with Opentrons. So anything OT2 Flex and going from manual to an automated solution, I'm going to be your guy to help make that possible.
Great. So agenda, we did introductions. We are going to do a quick overview of protocol authoring options at Opentrons. We're going to do a quick platform overview of the new protocol library. We'll get a live demo, and then we'll have some time at the end for Q&A.
All right, thanks, Sky. So the problem, as I'm sure you all are aware, who are looking to get into biology automation, is there's a lot of pipetting that you can do by hand, a lot of liquid handling. It doesn't have to be that way. And how can we make this as simple as possible?
Cool.
So, not
Here
much
you
on
go.
that slide other than we looked to automation for very simple reasons. It's reducible, reproducible. It doesn't get moody. It doesn't get sad. A robot will always do what you tell it to do every single time the same way. It can walk away and do other things, and it's easy to use. That's what we want out of automation, right? So Opentrons has many avenues to getting a protocol onto your Flex or OT2. So we have the protocol library, protocol designer, Genie, LabOS, Python API, and coming soon, our Opentrons AI ChatGPT project. So I'm going to be going into all of these different methods into more detail, but this is a great slide just because we get to showcase that we have 5 or 6 different ways we can really get a protocol onto your machine, and there's going to be a right one for you. So our first option here is Protocol Designer. That's a drag and drop GUI interface that we have online. It is great for simple protocols like serial dilution, something that's going to be the exact same every time. The sample numbers don't change. There's no CSV input. But if you'd like to be able to use any assortment of the modules that you have with your Flexor OT2 and you're running the same thing every time, you can use Protocol Designer. You can also upload Protocol Designer protocols to the protocol library. One project that I've been excited to have worked on over the past year is the Opentrons AI beta. Hopefully very soon it will not be beta any longer. And what we're doing here is using ChatGPT 4 and above to take plain text language and spit out Python protocols. So you can literally type in this text box, I'd like to transfer 200 microliters from A1 to H2 on this bioread plate on slot 3 to this destination plate on slot 4 with this pipette. And it will spit out the Python code that you need to do that. Another option that we've also just launched is Opentrons is very happy to have been working with Genie. Genie is a integrations company. They have a platform called LabOS. So LabOS basically has Flex as one of its, if you want to think of it as like an app, right? LabOS just like the App Store can have multiple different pieces of hardware. So you can have your Flex, you can have a plate reader, you can have a robotic arm, and you can control all of them within the LabOS software. So LabOS is great for integration work. You can go and click on your Flex and use their, for lack of a better term, protocol designer tool to develop a protocol and use with your other systems. And lastly, we have custom protocol development. So this is one of those avenues that I have the most hands-on time with. Um, you can work with an FAS like myself to get on a consultation, and I would ask any clarifying questions I need about your protocol, how you guys run it in the lab, are there specific techniques that you use with these specific liquids? And we'd go over your transfer steps, and I'd get all the information I need to develop a protocol in Python. Once I deliver that protocol in Python to you, there's two avenues for me to deliver that, right? So we can either do remote protocol delivery or on-site protocol delivery. So remote protocol delivery would look something like we get on a call, I get all the information I need, get any clarifying questions answered, and then I would develop that protocol, send you guys the protocol on our protocol library. You guys would have your own URL. And then you guys would run the protocol, dry, wet run, and get back to me with any notes. Say, hey, Rami, I noticed that there was some dripping on the step. Can you please add a touch tip? Or I'd like to increase the mixing for this step. I would then send you an optimized version, and hopefully we only go back and forth like that once or twice. On-site protocol development is me physically coming to your lab and developing this protocol in real time. So I will be doing all those optimizations, checking for all those strips, and looking at your protocol with you in real time so that by the time I leave, you have a protocol that you can just press play on. You will also receive that protocol on the protocol library as well. It will just be done by the time I leave. Lastly, you can look for protocols on the protocol library. And let's say you are running this Illumina DNA 96 kit and it's perfect. You found it on the library, you're running this exact same protocol, but your lab does this one particular step a little bit different. What you can do is actually purchase a protocol amendment, and that would save you money, me time, because I don't have to code it from scratch. And we can work together to basically tweak an existing protocol on the library to fine tune it, maybe increase the mix steps or change specific transfer volumes, small tweaks like that. We can take an existing protocol, tweak it, and develop your own URL. So that's also possible. Next off, I'm going to pass it to Sky to walk you through the Opentrons protocol library.
Great, thank you. So I just wanted to start with our mission statement here and highlight a specific sentence that I think is really directly related to the protocol library project. Our mission is to provide the scientific community with a common platform to easily share protocols and reproduce each other's results. That is why the Opentrons protocol library is so important. It is literally in our mission statement. We want to make this library easy to use, easy to search, and easy to customize and parameterize the protocols in the library so we can help promote reproducibility in the scientific community, which, as we all know, is quite a challenge. So the great thing about the protocol library is that we actually have a very large number of Opentrons verified protocols that are ready to use. So what this means is that the Opentrons science team has verified manually each of these protocols for success on the OT2 and the Flex. So when you see that a protocol is Opentrons verified, you can be certain that it is going to work out of the box. And once you parameterize it and customize it the way you want, it is going to be successful on your robot. We have a number of other verifications that I'll show you in the live demo, but we have some key reagent partners that have also verified protocols for us that I'll show you. And we actually have our community, like a small number of community verified protocols, as well as some Opentrons for education protocols in there. In the new library, we've also augmented the search and filtering functionality, as well as making it really easy to reorder all of the consumables and equipment you might need to run a particular protocol. And in lieu, with the title of this webinar, we wanted to make sure that these protocols are truly plug and play. Rami went through all of our various protocol pathways earlier in the presentation, and I would say that Protocol Library Above and Beyond is the most hands-off protocol method. All you got to do is go in here, open up the parameters, and change things as you see fit, and download the script, and you're ready to go. No futzing with code. Don't even have to mess with the GUI. It's really straightforward. I'll show you in a second the actual demo, but we have about 100 protocols, 99% of which are Opentrons verified that are ready to use in the protocol library now. And these span all sorts of scientific applications from NGS library prep to proteomics. I mentioned the customizable parameters. Many of our protocols are also CSV compatible, which just further augments the customizability. And then you can also search for protocols based on the exact equipment you have. So you know that you're finding a protocol that will be compatible with your configuration. Great. So for the fun part now, I will go into a demo. Rami, just let me know if you guys can see everything all right. So here we are on the Protocol Library homepage. And if some of you on the webinar are familiar with the legacy Opentrons library, you can see this is such a great advance in the look and feel and the usability. So I'll quickly show you here. You obviously have a really large search bar. There are a number of things on the homepage that I'll show you as well, though. We have featured protocols, scientific categories that you can search by and click, and then also some really helpful protocol authorship guides that are in our support help center. So I will click here to view all protocols. And you can see here, we have a long list of all of the protocols that are currently in the library. And what I'll show you here are some of the filtering mechanisms. So you can filter by a number of things. The robot model that you have in the lab, you can see we have 26 verified flex protocols that you can search through. We also can filter by the verification method. I mentioned this earlier. We have a number of Opentrons verified protocols that have been verified by our science team. We also have a number of manufacturer verified protocols that our partners have verified in their labs. You can see we have Omega, a number of well-known kits in here. And this list is just growing. Throughout 2024, we have many, many reagent partners we're going to be working with and augmenting this number, as well as increasing our in-house verification. You can also search for specific equipment that you already have in your lab. You can look at modules, the different pipettes that we service, even our verified labware. So maybe you are wanting to use a specific well plate, then you can search for protocols that implement those. Lastly, and I think this is the most interesting, you can filter the search by scientific application. So if you only want to look at NGS prep protocols, our team has tagged all of these protocols to make sure when you select that, you're seeing all of our NGS workflows that are available to you. Okay, great. So I will click in here. I'll quickly show you what this looks like. If I want to look for a serial dilution protocol, I will click in here. Okay, great. Looks like I have a customizable serial dilution protocol for the Opentrons Flex. So I'll quickly walk through the anatomy of the protocol page here. So you can see we have a summary right here of what the protocol will do. We also have a deck map showing you the configuration of any modules and labware and adapters that might be required, as well as liquids. And you can actually click through a carousel of the liquids here so you know at protocol runtime what the liquids configuration will be. Scrolling down here, we also have a what you'll need section, which will outline all of the hardware and consumables needed to run this protocol. And something interesting is you can actually click directly on these icons and order directly from our shop here. So maybe you see this protocol, you're like, I have all of this except for these filter tips. You can quickly go and order some of those so you can get up and running as quickly as possible. Down below, our team will be putting even more details about how this protocol will be executed on the robot. This is a serial dilution, so you can see some details here of what the dilution is going to execute. And then there's usually some additional details about liquid setup and parameterization if that is appropriate. I will take you back up here to the top. We also have this button on a number of protocols for supporting data. If you click here, I think you can see the modal, but a modal pops up and it will have a number of links that will pipe you over to supporting data, application notes, relevant white papers, and if this is a manufacturer verified protocol, likely a kit guide and any other technical details that would be helpful in running this protocol on the robot. Great. So true to form with plug and play ethos is our configuration of the parameters. This is a really robust and useful feature of the protocol library. So all you have to do is click this button, and you can see here, I have numerous different parameters that I can edit depending on what I want to execute in this protocol. I can change the pipette type. I can change the labware that I'm implementing. I can even change the dilution factor as I see fit, the number of dilutions, as well as a tip use strategy. Maybe I want to change the tips every single time I make a transfer. The last thing I will show you here is this protocol file name field that is actually easily overlooked, but really, really helpful. So maybe you're in the lab and you're optimizing the protocol and you want to make sure you save a specific protocol for the protocol with 5 dilution factor of 5, and maybe you want to save a different one that has a different dilution factor. You can actually change the file name directly. Sorry, I keep saying that weird. Directly here. So when you import this to the Run app, it'll be easy to select the correct protocol based on the parameters that you want to use. So maybe I will say this is V1 of this protocol. So when I download, I will then be able to easily find that in the Run app. So I will click download. You can't see it here, but this file just downloaded to my computer and I am now ready to upload it to the app and run on the robot. So another thing I wanted to share with you as well that I find really interesting is our CSV functionality. So I'm going to click over to this cherry picking flex protocol. A lot of the similar things I showed you before on the page, but specifically wanted to show you this CSV option here. So this is a cherry picking protocol, and the CSV file will determine which wells you will be targeting. So if you click down here into the description, you will actually see a guideline of how to format your CSV file. So I'm just going to exit real quick so we can see this. Can you see that, Rami? Awesome. Okay, so in all of our CSV compatible protocols, our FAS team and science team are going to make sure that you have a template CSV to use directly and edit. So you're not left out to dry, and you can actually know exactly how to format them to have success with the protocol. So I look in here and I can see, okay, maybe I want to change the source well to A3, and maybe I want to, change the volumes as well. Great. Is it going to let me change this? Okay, cool. Great. I will save that. And then when I come back to my protocol, I can easily select this CSV as I've edited it and then download the protocol. Similar to how I did for the dilution, but now with a CSV determining the target wells. Great. So the last thing I want to show everyone, and you might have noticed on the homepage and all of the other pages, is this login button. So a very new feature with the protocol library is we now have user accounts. And the main usage of this will be delivery of custom protocols from our FAS team, like Rami. Rami will be delivering protocols to his customers through the protocol library platform. So what you will do here, if you want to create an account, you simply press login. I already have a login, so my email is populated, but you will click sign up and then just quick add your email and password. You'll have an email verification step, and then you're ready to go. So I'm going to log in here to my dashboard and show you what it looks like. Great. So this is my login dashboard. As a user, you can see I have a number of custom protocols that have been delivered to me by the Opentrons FAS team. Maybe I will click into this one. And you can actually go in here and use all of the parameters that I just showed you on the public library. But remember, these are all private, so only you can see these or any other members of your lab that have been added as private viewers of this protocol. So your data is private and kept private. Great. So I will go back to the presentation here. That is the end of my live demo. Now I believe we can open the floor for a Q&A. And I think Rami, you're going to be moderating.
Yes, I am. So thank you for taking over there, Scott, and we will step into the Q&A. So over the next few minutes, if you have a question, please just drop it in the chat and we will field those accordingly. So I will start off with the first question I got in for Sky. This user would like to know if they can contribute a protocol to the library, and if so, how to do that.
Yeah, so I did just demo the user account functionality and the login and the dashboard. So we do not yet have direct contribution to the protocol library supported for users, but if you have a protocol that works well on the OT2 or Flex and you would like it to be shared publicly with our community, please do reach out to our support team and they will be able to help you and get that protocol over to myself and the team for verification. And then we can put it on the library for you.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you. Got another one talking about if we have any proteomics protocols on the library.
Yes, we do actually. Let me see here. Yeah, we do have a number of proteomics protocols. So I'll go back here and show you here. So if we go to the categories, oh, 1 second here. Great. So it looks like we have 5 different Flex and OT2 proteomics protocols. Looks like we have mass spec prep and a couple biotage protocols as well. Great.
All right, in the same vein, are there any protocol designer protocols in the library?
So we do not yet have any publicly posted protocol designer protocols, but that is a capability that the library currently has. We are just sourcing our community to get a number of good verified PD protocols in here in the next couple of months.
All right. This question says, for on-site protocol development, what do users need to prepare? So I can take this one. How on-site protocol development works is first you would work with your sales rep to provide an SOP of your workflow, and we would review that internally and determine how many days of on-site development that would take. So, for example, a NGS protocol might take upwards of 4 or 5 days of on-site development, and PCR prep. Why I'm in Toronto right now, I'm actually on site with a user. They're just doing PCR prep, so we only have 1 day of on-site development plus an installation day. So if you purchase on-site development with your robot and the installation, it can come with, and we can kill multiple birds with one stone. Otherwise, you would send in your SOP, we would review it, give you a quote for the number of on-site days, and then you could go ahead and purchase. And then someone like me would reach out, we would go over the protocol, I would have it coded before I come, and when I arrive, we hit the ground running and start optimizing that protocol in real time. All right, that does it for the questions. Maybe I'll give it a few seconds for someone if they're typing right now. But yeah, thank you guys for joining the webinar. If you have any questions or you'd like a recording of the webinar, please reach out to me or Sky. I think our emails were somewhere, but and we will definitely get that to you. So if there's no more questions, I think we can close out.
Yep. Thank you everyone for attending, and hopefully we'll see you out there.
All right. Thank you, everybody.